And I was saw land created by the corporation. I'm the president of the corporation. I'm going to see exactly how I'm supposed to do this. Larry, are you going to take it to your favorite contact? Right.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Larry Laughlin, and welcome to the North Mississippi Tri-State Economic Summit. We are here with our partners to bring you the latest and the greatest from USDA and from Arkansas Land and from Community Development Corporation. The information that hopefully will be beneficial to homeowners, to farmers, to urban producers, growers, and to the business community as well. So after saying that, I would now like to introduce Dr. Young of Oklahoma State University, and she will provide you with a welcome. Thank you, Dr.
Good morning, everyone. As Mr. Laughlin indicated, I am Dr. Shahibur Young. I currently serve as the Interim Associate Dean for Academic Programs and the Director of Student Services at Oklahoma State University within our College of Agriculture and Applied Sciences. And so on behalf of our Dean, Dr. Dexter Wakefield, unfortunately he is unable to be here today, but on behalf of Dr. Dexter Wakefield and the College of Agriculture and Applied Sciences at Alcorn, along with the Arkansas Land and Development Community Organization, we would like to welcome you here on today. It is with great hopes that we provide you with a plethora of information and resources that you guys are able to grab a hold of so that you can actually take back to your communities and address the needs that you seek to enhance the needs within your community areas. Again, we welcome you and we wish you much success as you seek to move forward. If you guys have any questions after we finish up or even during that time, definitely feel free to ask any questions. Also, just a little bit about a part of what I do, because just in the conversation, I also oversee the 1890 scholarships at Oklahoma State University. And so basically what that entails is we do receive funding from USDA. And so with that funding, we're able to provide at least 100 students with scholarships. Those scholarships go up to $10,000 per academic year. And so we kind of range it $5,000 fall semester, $5,000 the spring semester. Now there are requirements. High school students, when they come in, we do require 3.0 GPA in addition to a 20 or higher on the ACT. Transfer students, the ACT requirement is not there because they've already attended college, and so they will be transferring to the institution as a junior. Or even as a sophomore, so they are considered a transfer student, and so we did look at their GPA component, and they will have to have at least a 3.0. They do have to maintain a 3.0 GPA in order to continue the scholarship. And so basically, although we award the $10,000 for both semesters, that fall semester they do have, or whichever semester they come in, they have to maintain that. And so that's just a little bit more information. If you do know any scholars who are interested in attending Alcorn, who are interested in nature and agriculture, or our human science component, which is our food and natural science, natural resources and consumer science, those particular areas do fall within the scholarship component. So I just want to share that information. Again, welcome. And we are so glad to have you here with us today.
Thank you very much, Young. And since you mentioned the 18 days, HBCU site, I'm going to get a person for a moment. It's a very, very wonderful program. And I say that because my daughter was an 18 days scholar. She was able to get into the program at Delaware State University, which at the time I didn't even know was an HBCU. but it is, and the program served her very, very well, and served me very, very well, and her mother. It's an excellent program for anyone who wants to study agriculture. She's a plant pathology major. And it's been absolutely wonderful. So I can't just highlight that program enough. Everyone should look into that program. If you're a student of agriculture, you want to study agronomy, plant science, any of the soil and crop science, soil fertility, don't do anything. And economics, it goes on and on and on. Forestry, it goes on and on. And should look into that program, because once you get into that program, the benefits just keep coming, they just keep adding. So thank you for listening. And I don't want to take a bit more time, because I know we're a little bit behind schedule. So next on our agenda is Dr. Kevin King, the president and CEO of Arkansas Land and Community Development Corporation.
If y'all don't mind, I'm upset. I think I'm the senior person here, close to it, the event today, we're sitting at the round table discussion as well as one that reaches out, into the community. Everybody's being recorded. For the process, and it's online, so that we do have people who are registered online. They may either be in Mississippi, they can be in Arkansas, Tennessee, and other areas. The starting point that I want to go to also is Alcorn University. I've been connected with Alcorn University for years, and other things that we've done here in Mississippi, including the Marks area as an organization, goes back for a number of years. And a former president and chancellor of the university, was a very dear friend of mine, Dr. Briscoe, who's no longer with us. But he was an amazing individual. He brought about a lot of partnerships both from the state of Mississippi and particularly also back with Alcorn University. I hope we can build on that, even more, starting out beyond, even more so, rekindle some of those things that we have done in the past with the university, working back with youth and back with some of the 1890s. Danish scholars as a whole, certainly it won't be a lot, but it will be something, and something hopefully that can be replicated over the years. But one process about communities for business and community development, housing and small towns. The USDA has talked about prosperity communities in previous years. Previous administration, and even to a certain degree now, what prosperity communities really represented, how to create prosperity communities. I was sharing again with Dr. Young some things that occurred in the past. It wasn't relevant to what you would call prosperity communities, but what Dr. Briscoe, he called the university. Okay, so in other words, being in the community. And that has always been and continued to be, our approach to getting things done. You have to be in the community, hands-on. And one of the key things about being in the community is getting the information in the community at the local level. What the resources are and how to access those resources and the benefits of those resources as it relates to community economic development. And housing, of course, is the key factor when you start to talk about community economic development. Business itself, and for jobs, new job opportunities, creation of new job opportunities, expansion of those particular businesses, and types of services for the local community are very, very key. But when you look at housing development in comparison to business development, one of the key things that businesses look at if they're going to move to a local area is housing. How much housing has been done in recent years. When was the last time there has been development as it relates to housing development? Okay. Those are certain indicators itself of what has been done in issuing certain say not licensing, but permits for investment in the community, from a housing development, it could be preservation of homes, whichever. But as a business person, if you look at things of that nature, one, that investment is going into the community, two, you're dealing with the situation of adding value to those communities, to those homes, if you're talking about, renovation, things, those places, renovation, and new construction. And we've been engaged in doing, housing development also as part of our background on program services, but we're working with both USDA, with the state, and other funding for partnership perspective. So small towns, rural development is very, very key for small rural towns, and it's a major resource for small rural towns. Housing is one area. Business development is another area, and they have resources in each one of those categories, both on the loan side as well as on the grant side. Infrastructure development. Infrastructure development, water sewer system, community facility grants and loans, which is the rural development. And if they are not here, then I will come back and talk more about that on some of the specifics, from that standpoint. The other is conservation resource opportunities, and I'm going to say micro and urban agriculture. So micro urban agriculture has been a growing opportunity business enterprise in recent years, and even more so now. You can go on and you'll see where you have certain cities that are the name as urban agricultural cities or towns. In Mississippi, I think NRCS may have adopted certain towns, or maybe they may be under what the normal population may consist of, and you see some of the urban cities, but they've adopted certain towns and dealing with urban agriculture, basically small farms, urban farms, or urban type farming operations. Well, we'll have more conversation about that, and I do make a conversation about it because as the presenters come forward, I want to engage in conversation with them, and anyone who may be online will have an opportunity also to ask those questions, and we'll have those discussions as it relates to urban agriculture and USDA agencies, both natural resource conservation services, as well as one service agency and what the process is for that. Another thing that we have been engaged in for a few years now, that you don't hear it talked about a lot, particularly when you talk about from the technology perspective and from the minority farmers perspective. And that is drones in agriculture. Drones in agriculture is a growing type of activity and equipment that is being used in agriculture today in various ways. Some of them use drones for dealing with pesticide application and herbicide. Those are the tremendous drones, larger drones in most cases of how they use those. But you can also use drones in ways, particularly when it comes to working back with universities and certain areas of research, and where there are possibilities now in dealing with. I'm going to just say pesticides as an example, and very senses that you can have as a whole process with the drones that allow you to reduce the amount of pesticide application based on the ability of those drones and the sensors and which you can get back on the farming operation and really look at dealing with pest control. The other area that, we've used drones in is dealing with livestock operations, for managing livestock operations, and that's one, as far as, managing your herd and understanding if you're dealing with rotation, pasture rotation. If it's a calving time area, you got calves, and when they're born, they may lay down in certain areas for a period of time, but locating calves, we're monitoring our fencing, after storms, when we have trees down and other fence damages, we use the drones, for that purpose. And there are a number of other areas and where drones are being used now in with field surveillance and things of that nature, even with the irrigation systems and how they operate. So drones and drone technology, it has continued to grow over the years, and I see it as being one of the future activities and a knowledge base that's going to be very, very key and important in dealing with production agriculture from the future perspective. It can be beneficial to farming operation. And depending upon the scale and size of the farming operation. Some of those activities that maybe a lot of individual farmers have a cooperative arrangement in how they use drones as relation to those farming operations. But I will say this, one of the key aspects of that, and I always recommend the individuals do as well. Look at the universities capabilities, what they are doing, and the knowledge base that they have on the universities, on the university campuses, as relates to this type of technology and the type of support and assistance they can provide, without producing, particularly our historically underserved farmers in the area. So this is a resource to address our problems. In a lot of states, and Mississippi has been, one of those states, FSA may speak to this as a barrier or challenge that they've experienced of what they've seen with some of their client base, as well as that resource conservation services. Our property, my experiences have been, over the years, is that when you look at minority population overall, our property has been a barrier. It has also been a major contributing factor to land loss, specifically in the African American community, because of the system itself and how the laws are structured. We've done a lot of work in that area. We've also worked to put out educational information. Most of the HBCUs have air property and technical assistance programs. I'm sure all has one with our outreach program, 9 times out of 10. So the information is there, understanding the law and understanding what process is required in order to address this particular barrier when it comes down to accessing resources. Also, understand the risk factors that are involved when you have not dealt with air property in the proper manner. If land is left, real property is left where there is no will, and it goes from one generation to the next generation. And I would use my family, as an example. I'm not but 11 of 11 children. And of course, my parents left the trust. I'm the administrator for the family trust. But if they had not left a trust, then what was the will of our parents or the siblings? Can you imagine 11 children, 2 generations out? And trust me, they have a lot of grandchildren, okay? And some grandchildren, we have our family album book is pretty thick, which has all the different linkages and the branches of the family, the pictures of the children, and one generation to the next generation. And every time when I look through the book and just go through it sometimes, And think about this particular issue, I said, wow, if that had not happened, where would we be now as it relates to the estate and what our parents or my parents was leaving for these original citizens who are now grandparents and great grandparents? The numbers continue to grow. Now, as the law is in certain states, now certain states have passed what they call the Unified Air Property Act. And I know Unified Air Property Act, and I'll come back to that. Arkansas is one. I'm not sure if Mississippi has passed the Unified Air Property Act yet or not, but some of the southern states have. And it has reduced that risk factor for land loss as a result of it being air property. That's one. So anyway, air property has been a contributing factor and is a contributing factor to land loss, going from land loss from one generation to the next generation. Yeah, if you have questions, those who may be on the line, if you have questions and want more details about it, I'm going to come back and we'll have further discussions about that. We'll have discussion about it also with our resource agency representatives because they understand the challenge that it brings to them and more work that's going to be required in that process. When you're dealing with access to the resources from their agency. The other area is farm certification, alternative crop, local food supply marketing. But local food supply is very much so linked back to the urban agriculture initiative right now, urban agriculture and micro farm opportunities that exist. Farm certification. I was talking with Dr. Young and our program. Some of the first certifications that was done here in Mississippi on what they call GHP and GHP, Good Agricultural Production Practices and Good Agricultural Handling Practices. Our organization worked with all four universities, like Bristol and others, in getting some of the first farmers, African American farmers certified here in Mississippi, as well as the added value facility that's located here in Marks, Mississippi. But the certification and food safety is very, very important when it comes down to market opportunities and how to access possibly new markets. Certain companies just require that you have a certification, period. If you don't, you have a certification for your farming operation. But we'll talk about that more, and questions about it, how the process works. I'm sure again, all one has done work back with the certification in the past. And I don't know if they have a certification program now, but I do some of the 1890s work with that and the State Department of Agriculture as well. So I'm gonna stop, at this point, and we'll go to the resource agencies, and we'll come back and we have more discussions, and I will have a lot of questions probably for all of the agencies representatives. I know the ALCDC that have seen me before, and so we've been down this path. Another part of the process is what we do, and with some of our field workers, we'll come back and we'll also put it online, and we may reference it back out maybe with the newsletter on the date when this event was held, and people may want to go and look at this particular event online and what the discussion and what the agenda was about and what the resource agencies talked about as relates to their agencies and the availability of resources. So that's both the process, where we are at this point, and what would be the engagement process. I will also have the question for all one, particularly, I'm hopeful that probably in a few months or a month or so, I'll be calling Dr. Young for a YouTube interview, so we can have more discussion, because she has, I mean, both her credentials and her work experience is so exciting. That a good conversation on, like you said, all you've done for quite some time. So I'm really looking forward to that, as well as those things that we will talk about today, and possibly some initiative as well that Alcorn is presently engaged in from the university perspective with the USDA and in the local community. So I'm going to turn it back over to Mr. Lofton at this point, and we're going to move forward.
Thank you, Dr. King. One thing I can say is that Dr. King always does a really exemplary job of giving a great overview of what's going on in the world of agriculture, what's going on in our Mississippi basin states, as far as the communities, the production, the agriculture, and all those aspects that USDA provide to these communities, these states, and how important USDA's presence is here. One thing I would like to add is that one term that we will be hearing more and more, and I'm sure USDA staff will probably talk about it as well, and that is smart agriculture. Smart agriculture has been around for a while now, and a lot of small farmers, small landowners, urban farmers are probably not very familiar with it, but we're hoping that we can change that. We're hoping that everyone can become familiar with smart agriculture practices so that they can take advantage of many programs, and they can improve the environmental quality of their property, as well as conservation aspects of their property, water management. The list just goes on and on and on and on. A smart agriculture is here. It's a big thing. It's time. It's past due, and it's really up to us to take advantage of it. So after saying that, I'd like to introduce our next speaker, and I'm not to take it out of order, sir, and not like any disrespect for you, but because we have one lady on the panel here, I would like to introduce Ms. Friday Hicks from FSA.
I'm Hicks, I'm the farm mill manager in Basin, Mississippi. That's Shannon Collins, she's our program technician, and they just upped the name of the program technician to loan assistance. And she probably knows more than I do about the loans, but she's been in it for many years, and I've only been in it for 5 years. Did work on the problem side 20 years, and then switched over to the loan side. So if you have a lot of questions, she could probably answer them better than I could. But I brought these pamphlets and I left some back there. It kind of tells what kind of loans we have, but also it has a website that you can go to for farm loan assistance tool. You put information in there and it'll tell you what you need to go on, or if you qualify for a loan. The websites put out there, you know, we have loans for this, loans for that, but they don't kind of tell you about all the eligibility that you have to get them. They don't tell you about the feasible plan, and it has to cash flow. And Shannon can tell you, we get calls all the time. Somebody that, you know, mentioning names like, hey, they're going to have more than $700,000, you know. But this website will help. If you go out there, it'll tell you what you're eligible for and the different types of loans we have. The micro loans for beginning farmers is 50,000 or less. And that's usually what most people, beginning farmers, start out as. You know, the eligibility for it is not as bad as a 400,000 loan. But we just really need to get the information out there that there is eligibility issues. We have so many people called and applied that are not eligible. Government websites just don't put out there. But this this pamphlet that has who's eligible, a feasible plan, non-eligible enterprises. Because a lot of people think, a petting suit might be a farm. That's not. The micro annual, that has to be paid in 12 months. Sometimes it can go over to 18 months of the cycle of the product to take that long. If it's a term loan, it has to be repaid within 7 years. So you tell people that sometimes they kind of get skittish because 7 years on a $50,000 tractor that could cause you not to cash flow. All of our loans have to cash flow. That means your inputs versus your outputs, you have to have a positive ending cash on hand. That's be a problem. We take your non-farm income also, that goes into the plan, but also your non-farm bills. So if you have a lot of bills, sometimes that can be a problem. We don't use credit scores. We do look at credit reports and, we kind of evaluate, say you've had a lot of, past due debt. We may take that into consideration, but we're not going to look at just at your credits. Got a lot of people with trouble that way, not being able to. Really, best thing to do is to go online, look up the website, put in your information, see how far you can go. Because once you apply with us, if you don't have all your information ready, your application could be withdrawn within 30 days if you don't have all the information. So it's best to have all that up front. You can call, we can give you what has to be, what forms or what information we need for a big application. We can give it to you or you can get it.
If it's okay, let the other presenter come and then ask questions that I have. So, with the next one there.
Thank you, Six, for that information. I'm sure there will be some questions pertaining to that. Thank you very much. The next we have is Ms. Coleman. Mr. Coleman is represented in our CS.
Good afternoon. John Coleman, Soils Conservationist right here in Quigley County. We worked for the agency a little bit over 5 years. I started off with Stoneville working at the Agricultural Research Service. I'm a graduate from Baltimore State. My dad is John Coleman Sr. So everyone knows him and he's proud of how moving up the ladder in my agency. I would say the NRCS, it is a technical and a financial assistance agency for landowners or leases or owners of land. Through our programs, we have 3 different types of programs in our office, which is the EQUIP program, the Environmental Quality Initiative program. We have the CSP program, which is the Conservation Stewardship program. We also have the ACE program, which is the Agriculture Conservation Easement program. First, I'm going to talk about the EQUIP program, which is it's a program that offers technical and financial assistance to field crops, especially crops or vegetable crops. Also organic livestock, grazing land, and private forestry land. Those are the type of land use we provide assistance on in our office. Some of the benefits to this program is to improve the water and air quality. Also, conserve our ground and surface water. Also, it increase soil health and reduce soil erosion and sediment. It improve and create wildlife. And also it is drive and increase weather extremes. Through this program, the ECO program, we have different incentives on this program. For example, if you come in our office for technical, you can come to our office for technical assistance for anything without putting an application or being eligible for anything. You can just come in and say, hey, someone come out and look at my field or my garden or anything to tell me some of the technical assistance that I need to improve what I got going on. Also, the financial side, first, to be eligible for financial assistance through this program or any programs, you have to have a record through the FSA program, ACE. You have to have like a good social security number, either lease agreement to the land that you own or lease, or a form tracking number. You have to have the map also set up with the FSA side. Once you have these things, we will sit down and make a plan, and I would ask what type of land use is you provide agricultural products on. Once we get that established on any type of land use you have, we'll go with the process and do the application. This is an application through our program, through our office. Once we put the program in, we'll put you inside the system and see if your eligibility is okay to proceed to the next step. Through this ECO program, we have different type of incentives, which is the urban ag, which is new to our agency. And the Delta is only 3 counties right now to be able to get those funds, but they try to provide it to all the Delta counties. We have rural ag, where we'll come out and see if you have any kind of goats or any type of little small livestock that we can help put practice on through the ECO program. And this is what we pay by through the ECO program, which is practice. Practice might be a fence, a pipeline, a water facility, heavy use area. If you're trying to plant grass, all of those things are practice that we pay by. Once we also we provide for special crop or vegetable farms. This is the only program that you can be eligible for a well in our agency or in our offices is if you're growing vegetables. We don't do vegetable wells or cropland anymore. But we do improve wells. Also, we have the cropland where you see a lot of guys come in and trying to get the pads or the rows around their fields to be able to hold water maybe for rice or to land level they feel to have a better irrigation system coming drainage flow. Pipes, we do help out with pipes. That is all a 1 deal package that we pay for, pipes and land forming. Also, we provide pipeline to your wells to get you more efficient water to your products. Also, with forest land, we do help. We don't help out in cutting timber or selling your timber, but we do help you put trees back on their land once you cut it. We also have this new program called our Reduction Act, Inflation Reduction Act, which is Climate Smart. Climate Smart, we have different programs under the Climate Smart, which is the Conservation Initiative Contracts, which is a 5-year deal with practices that we help you out with to manage the practice, which is cover crop, maybe crop rotation, reduced tillage or no till, or establishing a butterfly habitat on your land, things like that, which we call smart climate practices. Also, we do help out with a lot of other management practice, which is nutrient, management, pesticides management, irrigation management, all those things like that to help you be a better farmer keeper. Also, we do have structural practice that we go out, which is we have management practice and structural practice through the EQUIP program. That was the EQUIP program. The CSP program, which is Conservation Stewardship Program, this program is a program to take you to the next level in your farming or whatever you're doing, or grazing land or anything like that. This program, we pay by practices or enhancements. Enhancements is we just trying to make you a better stewardship to the land. This program is basically just another step of an EQUIP program where you have put the structural management practices on the ground, and these enhancements will help you enhance your land. And also, we have another program which is called the ACEP program, which is we have two different programs for this program. First is to be the agricultural land easement. This is land that is maybe close to city limits or inside city limits that it might be a risk and take the city might take it. In this program, we help you protect this land and keep it in agricultural use. The other type of easement we have through this program is the wetland reserve easement, which is maybe land that's floods during the growing season that holds water that you cannot do anything with it. We have a program which you just put this land in it, and it's a program where it's 15 to 30 years, and once after 30 years, you can do whatever you want to with that land. That's a little bit about the programs. I told you the next step in the planning. Once we talked about what's your plan to your type of land you should have, we come up with this application and we see if you're eligible through our FSA program and also our eligibility for the practice. And the next thing we take it through a ranking process where we come out with a score. It might be low, it might be a medium or a high priority. It's just however our state office want to do their program. Once they've been ranked and once they give us the okay, it's pre-approval, and then we put the cost to it, give you an estimated cost and see if you be able to want to do this or not, and then you implement that practice or enhancement on the ground. And once you do that, we come out and inspect it through our NRC specs and make sure it passes, and then we pay for it. It'll take less than 5 days to go to your bank account. And that's a little bit about the NRCS. It's a